All right. Hello, party people. Let me know how you are doing today. I'm really excited about this interview. I have been running like a mile a minute. I'm sure you can see if you follow me over on my Instagram, which is official manifest with Persis. If you follow me on or in my Facebook group, Persist with Persis. If you're on my TikTok, Manifest with Persis, or YouTube, Manifest with Persis, I cannot post all the success stories that keep coming through. I don't know what it is, but there's just been a massive boom in the success stories that have come through. I try to post all of them on my TikTok and Insta stories specifically because the YouTube community tab is a little bit difficult and the Facebook group is a little bit difficult, but I feel like I need a person just to post my success stories, like the way and the consistency that they're coming in. I can't do the teaching, do the calls, and do that. So it's kind of been a bit crazy, which is why I haven't done an interview in a hot minute. But I have an amazing success story today, in case you may or may not have seen the story over on my TikTok page. I am capable of adding to my resume now that my teachings have helped someone reverse their HIV diagnosis. So if you want to be inspired for health, this is an incredible success story that's about to happen. She also utilized my free teachings to manifest a whole and healed self-concept and a $20,000 a month job, along with several other things. So it's just been a whirlwind, and that's literally just one person. That's just one human. So I'm really excited about this. She's going to give us a call in literally a couple minutes. Absolutely. She has been having success on top of success on top of success. Hello, my beautiful people. How long does it usually take to bring your ex back into a relationship? As fast as you can mentally get there. I give my people a timeline of 90 days. The reason why I say that is if it takes 21 days to form a new assumption according to science, we should definitely be capable of getting it in 90. Hello, my love. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay, perfect.
Can you hear me properly?
I can.
Okay, perfect.
Okay, so I have the people here, and I am excited to begin. I know we've been communicating over chat over on Insta, but I'm excited to hear this story in general because I've never thoroughly heard it from top to bottom. So I'm gonna let you speak. I'm gonna be quiet and just let you go.
Okay. So I start now, right?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. So I discovered you, say last year, July or June, somewhere there.
Okay.
And
you've been here for a while.
Sorry?
You've been here for a while.
Yes, I have.
Nice.
So it was around the time when I had met my SP, but the story with my SP is kind of, I'm not too sure if I could say complicated because I know him. He's a family friend, I could say. So he's someone I've known for a long time. And we only stopped or lost contact when he had moved countries. So I only got to see him for the first time after 5 years last year, and it turned out we're both attracted to each other, and it was this magical connection that we thought, we didn't have. So when he left, he came along and said to me, I don't think you and I can work out because I'm not in the same country as you. And I think it's best we try and just stay friends. Maybe if it was in another world, it would have worked, or if we were in the same country, we would have been together. And then after that, I would see videos about manifesting an SP on TikTok, and I saw you speak about it as well. But when I did, I never really paid attention to it. And the first thing I thought was, no, this is manipulation, so I'm not going to participate in this. But because I thought the connection was something that was, I would like to believe, special, and very different from what I've experienced before, I thought, let me give this a shot and see what Persis is all about, because I had been seeing your videos, but I just wasn't really internalizing everything up until that moment. So I started watching your videos, and to begin with, I'm not gonna lie, I didn't like the fact that you have to work on your self-concept before you can manifest something, but
nobody likes that. Nobody likes that. It's not just you. Nobody likes, it's like the truth. You can't handle the truth, can you? Like, that's what my dad tells me all the time. He's like, you can't handle the truth, Private.
Yeah. So I thought, you know what, she might be right, because I had a lot of baggage. And I thought, let me try and just kind of like pay closer attention to what she's saying. And you spoke about self-love, and you spoke about not feeling good enough, and you know how that can attract the wrong people in your life and the wrong situations as well. So I did a bit of internal work, and at the time you had posted your equation. I tried to do it by myself, but I didn't grasp it the first couple of times. And in this moment, I had just lost my granddad. So that was around July. I lost my granddad. I was also very broke, and I was also struggling with alcohol abuse and addiction. At the same time, I also had a very bad reputation from my alcohol abuse. And this would stem from things I would do when I'm very drunk. I would embarrass myself all the time. So I had a lot of built up self-esteem issues and confidence issues and self-love issues. This also stems way back from when I was in high school and primary school. I was bullied throughout the whole time. So I've always grown up with very low self-esteem. So I messaged you, and I told you about my story just a little bit. I didn't tell you everything. And then I expressed my financial situation to you. And I think at the time I was also quite suicidal. So I told you a little bit about that. And you had a competition running.
Yeah.
And you ended up picking me. So you said, "Now send me your email address. I'll send you the blueprint. I'll pick you as a prompt winner." So I think I manifested that, to be honest, because
for sure.
I would do a lot of like visualizations about buying the blueprint, or like, I don't know, maybe purchasing a coaching package from you or something before I had messaged you. So it's funny that you came along and sent me the blueprint when I needed it the most. But unfortunately, when you did, I never really paid close attention to it. I read it the first day, and I finished it the first day, but I did not implement everything that she stated in the blueprint. So I kind of just read it, and then the next day I was back to square one and trying to sort out my issues and get myself together again, because I had so much anxiety, I was depressed, and there was just too much going on at the same time. So I paid more attention on those issues. At the same time, I was also very worried about my health, because I wasn't drinking my medicine consistently. And I was drinking excessively. So I felt like my viral load may have been worse than before, and it could possibly grow into AIDS or something. I was very scared. I actually didn't go to the hospital the whole entire year because I didn't know what the doctor was going to say to me, considering how I had been looking after myself. So I could say November, I decided I was going to put my head down and work, but I wasn't serious about it. I'll tell myself that all the time, but like I wouldn't have action to back it up. Then in December, I had a very bad relapse because I was trying to quit alcohol as well. So I had a really, really bad relapse to the point where everybody around me kind of just gave up on me and said, we're not going to deal with you anymore. My parents were disappointed. I lost friends due to my drinking. My reputation, like I said, was really bad. So I could say I decided to work on myself. I said, let me give myself a year to just put my head down and focus, because I know for sure if I do what Persis says, my life would definitely turn. And I would watch your lives all the time. I was very religious about that. I turned on my post notifications everywhere. So when you post, I would be one of the first people to watch your live or watch your post or literally anything. So I said 2023 will be a different year for me, and I will not carry the same story with me. So January 1st, I remember I had a very bad hangover. So I gave myself the 1st and the 2nd to like get myself together. Then on the 3rd, I actually started fasting. But before I get into that, I know you may have Christians who are following you.
For sure.
I would like to think one of the biggest reasons I never put my head down was because I had this belief that manifestation is evil, that you can't manifest someone, that's it's manipulation. I had this belief around, even when you would say things like, when you switch your story, you should switch it from money comes to me easily or money comes to me fast or I always have access to money. For me, that was something very different because I come from an African background and a Christian background. So if anyone knows the Christian side of things, they don't really believe in manifestation. Especially in the law of attraction, and then seeing that I come from an African background as well, there's this narrative that, life should be hard and you need to work hard to get to where you want to be, and it's not easy to be a rich person, it's not easy to get a good job, it's not easy you can only go to a really good school, a really good university if you're very, very smart. You grow up around conversations of people talking about how bad the economy is, how expensive fuel prices are, how expensive food is. And so you kind of grow up with this mentality.
Which is so
that
strange.
I would like to...
Because it I just said it's so strange. I just wanted to pop in for a quick moment because the Bible actually quotes manifestation. Yeah.
So
strange. But continue, please.
Yes, it does. Where was I? Yeah. So because I grew up with that mindset as well, it was so difficult for me to grasp a lot of the things you were saying.
Yeah.
And even when I look at other people who would post about the law of assumption, I would think, no, because I don't know if I should give into this or I shouldn't, until I did my own research.
Right.
So like I mentioned, I gave myself 2 days because I had a really bad hangover on the 1st of January and the 2nd. when I had a hangover, I decided to do my own research. And I actually came across sermons of pastors who would talk about how powerful our thoughts are and our words are. Basically what you're teaching, except they just they're teaching it different to the church. Yeah. And they've got Bible verses to back up what they're saying.
Yeah.
So I said, okay, yeah, this is definitely true. And why is it that there's so many successful people who are not Christians and their lives are going so well, and Christians want those lives? So to me, it didn't make sense. And I said, there's something true about this, and I really want to explore this for myself. So on the 3rd, I started fasting, but also I put my head down with regards to the law of assumption. So I was working, my 3 main points were my health. Mm-hmm. I really wanted to get rid of the drinking, but it wasn't a priority because I knew that was behind the self-love and the self-concept and all of that. So it was my health, my career, and my finances. And I read your blueprint again. And I read it until I understood it. So I think I read it like 3 times to kind of like properly understand everything. And then I did a brain flip equation again. This time around, I'd like to believe I did it properly. So when I did that, I had curated a routine for myself. So in the morning when I would wake up, I would do mirror work. So mirror work would be about, take like 15 to 20 minutes, not so long. After mirror work, I'll do a bit of scripting. And then I'll also listen to affirmations, my news story, basically, throughout the whole day. So I'll record the affirmations on my phone and then listen to them throughout the whole day. I think I sent you screenshots of the affirmations I'll say to myself most of the time. They're quite long. So I'd say the affirmations, I would listen to the affirmations throughout the day, throughout the night, and then I'd also do a little bit of meditation. So some of the meditations you have on your YouTube, I would do some of those. I think you've got a meditation with Brian Scott as well that you had recommended. So I did that one quite a lot. I think it's under revision or something like that. So I did that one quite a lot, especially with regards to my health, my reputation, and basically everything. I used that meditation quite a lot. And then I also did your subliminals.
You were hitting things from literally every angle.
Sorry?
You were hitting things from literally every angle. Like there wasn't an angle that you left unturned. You know what I mean? And that's what I really love, because in the beginning, I talk a lot about how your subconscious mind is going to give you the biggest punch back in the very beginning of rewriting new stories, forming new affirmations, stimulating your brain with new thoughts. It's almost like a fast. You know what I mean? I talk a lot about in previous lives how if you were to imagine an angel on the shoulder and a devil on the shoulder, the problem is you fed the devil side of all your fears, doubts, worries, concerns, issues, problems, circumstances for, in some instances, years. You just keep tossing it another T-bone steak and it's like big and strong. And the angel side, which is like your quantum self, your higher self, however you'd like to interpret it as, you haven't fed them in years. So if you were to imagine like one side is like literally shriveling over and trying to like basically almost dead. and the other side is like a 200-pound, like built, strong entity, it really does play tricks with your mind when you start to starve the devil side out, because it's so used to being fed. It's so used to being in that stimulus again and again. Your brain's so used to thinking that way. And this is where neuroplasticity comes into play as well. From the neuroscience aspect of it, is when you continue to reinforce something again and again, that motor highway down that neuron is going to be strong. When I say strong, I mean like Arnold Schwarzenegger, like in the gym pumping iron strong. But the neuro highway in your brain regarding the ideal story, your brain may have only ever humored that a couple of times, and you're wondering why in the beginning it feels so hard. It's because you've practiced identifying with the negative so much. And now when you stop practicing it and you only practice the good side, the angel on the shoulder, and you start to feed and humor that side instead, everything starts to change, because your brain also questions you. Your brain's like, it's kind of like teaching your brain 2 + 2 = 6 your whole life, and then trying to teach yourself that, oh, no, that was wrong. It's actually 2 + 2 = 4. And your brain's like, no, you told me it was 2 + 2 = 6. You told me this. This is what we're going to keep defending. So I just wanted to pop in there for a minute. But yes, please go ahead. I'm really intrigued to hear, when you got the confirmation that the HIV was gone.
Yeah, so I gave myself 21 days. So I think I forgot to mention that this was the month of January. So I gave myself 21 days of serious focus.
Right.
Literally no excuses, no nothing. In that 21 days, it's so funny how you just spoke about the brain and how it will try to do everything and anything to convince you otherwise when you're teaching it something new. I lost my job. So I'm thinking, hold on, I'm trying to work on myself, and I just lost my job. This is not making sense, but I still continued. I think what helped me as well was the fact that even when I wasn't focused, I wasn't serious, I was very, very consistent with listening to your lives and listening to your posts as well. I would always go back to your videos and rewatch them, and each time you have a live and you're saying something interesting or explaining something interesting, I'll record it and go back to it later and listen. So I think when I decided to put my head down, it was so easy for me to come along and do the work, because I would, whenever I'm spiraling, I would remember something you said from something I watched. So if it's my brain telling me, say I'm affirming and saying, no, I'm beautiful, I'm sexy, I'm pretty, I'm hot, I'm this, and my brain is saying, no, you're not. Someone said this to you years ago, and this is how it affected you, and I'll have a vivid memory of it. I would automatically remember something you said about that type of situation when it presents itself. So I would know how to tackle it. So anyway,
I also even, I'm just interrupting for a quick moment. If you guys know about this, or if you know the name of it, please drop it in the comment section down below. If you remember, a little while back, I did a live before launching my Master Your Emotions, Master Your Reality Mastermind, where, if you remember, I brought people on the live and I showed them how in real life the angel and devil on the shoulder wins, and how all manifestation is it's outwitting the devil side of your shoulder, because they would come on and they would present me their issues. And if you remember, I acted as the devil in that moment, and I would be like, no, you can't. No, this isn't right. This isn't the way that it's supposed to be. And that was just such a funny thing. Like, so many people got a kick out of that.
Yeah, definitely. So 21 days of putting my head down. I finally decided I was going to go to the hospital. So there is a doctor here who does have the cure with him. But before you obviously start taking the cure, you need to go to the hospital to kind of have yourself checked and get the approval you need from the doctor. So I went to the hospital first, and that's one of the first things I did before getting a job or having money. I first went to the hospital. When I went to the hospital, the doctor's going through my previous results, and she's saying, okay, so why did you come here? So I said, I came to check myself, and I also came for a refill. And she's saying, oh, okay, I will send a note to the pharmacy so you can go get your medication. So I tell her, I said, oh, I actually plan on getting the cure. It's something I want to start using now until it's finally gone. What would you tell me about it? So she looks at me, and she looks at her computer again, and then she looks at me again, and she says, you want to get the cure? So I said, yeah. And she says, why do you want to get it? Because you don't have HIV. I don't even know why you're taking your medication.
No
so I
way.
said, what do you mean?
No way.
Yeah. So I looked at her and I said, what do you mean? So she shows me her computer, and she's like, these were your results from the previous time you had done a CD4 count. You had no viruses in your body. And she showed me everything. I was so shocked. So I asked her, I said, then why are you prescribing medication to me? So I said, I honestly don't know, but I know that when people are undetectable, it means they have very few viral loads in their body, that they can't be sick again. So when she saw my results the first time, she thought I was undetectable and that I didn't have it. So she kind of just sent the note over to the pharmacy without double checking until I asked her and spoke about the cure. So I was so confused. I looked at her computer again, and she says, yeah, you don't have it. Like, there's literally nothing. Everything was 0, 0, 0, 0. And I'm thinking, wow, this is crazy. But I didn't act out. I waited until I got back home. And then I just kind of cried. I told my parents about it. They were also like, they were very surprised. I called my grandma. She was crying on the phone. But you see, the thing is, they were like, yeah, we've been praying. We thank God for healing you and everything. And I'm thinking, yeah, their faith may have helped me through this. But I also think that your mindset really plays a huge role, especially when you're a Christian. And God does tell us that you need to have faith to trust him. You need to have faith to believe in him. So I feel like the law of assumption like talks a lot about that and kind of just explains it in more detail. Because if you're a Christian, if someone prays for you and you're sick, and you don't believe that you're going to get well and you don't see yourself being better, nothing's going to happen. If you have cancer and you've got pastors coming to pray for you and you don't believe that, you know, you're a healed person.
Yeah.
You literally like...
If you keep identifying with it, you know, you can... Yeah, exactly. You can pray until you're blue in the face, but if you keep identifying with the illness, it's not going to be the same.
Definitely. Yeah. So, it was a very, I could say, very special moment for me. Till today, I'm so shocked because I was so used to drinking my medicine every single day. Mm-hmm. And now I'm at a point where I don't have to. And there's so many other things I can do now. And I actually feel better. I feel more energetic. I don't know. I feel different. I don't feel the way I was feeling before. So that's the first success that happened. The second one was
Reversing
I started
HIV
getting
is such a
jobs.
huge thing. Now, I just want to ask one clarifying
Yes.
question because I see it in the comments and I also want to make sure I understand. So, you went there to
Okay.
get a medication that could potentially cure or reverse the HIV. You hadn't started to take any medication. You had been doing the blueprint. You had been sticking to a mental diet. You'd been doing subliminals and obviously the other things that you mentioned. And you technically, like, you weren't taking any medicine for it. You know what I mean? Like, because you were going
Yes.
there to get that medicine. So this was something you achieved with mindset basically alone.
Yeah,
Like,
definitely.
you didn't use any
I was
placebo of any
doing,
kind.
yeah, so when you're diagnosed with HIV, they put you on ARBs or ARTs.
Yeah.
And that's
Yeah,
what
your
you take
daily
every day.
medication you had for sure,
Yeah.
but not
But
any
the thing
cure
is, if you
medication.
sorry?
But not any curing type of medication. Like, that's
No, no,
actually
no, no,
what you
no.
went there to get. And until you
That's what,
realized you
yes.
didn't have it. Okay, perfect. Excited.
Yes, yes,
Do
yes.
do you want to go into money
Um,
next? Where do you want to go? I'm excited.
so yeah, I had also been doing money. I did the brain flip equation with regards to money, and I changed my story, and I basically had the same routine around it. And I started to see movement as well. But the thing is, I would get offers,
Okay.
but I wouldn't go as far as getting an interview.
Okay.
So people would message me and say, "Oh, we saw your LinkedIn profile. We're very impressed with your background. Can you please send us your resume so we can, have further conversation and all of that?" So I would do that. I would send my resume and then I'll never hear from them. So I tried to do the brain flip equation again to kind of just understand what could possibly be stopping this one thing from happening.
Right.
And I came to realize that I had limiting beliefs around, so I'm African and I'm Black, and I was applying for jobs in the States, I was applying for jobs in the UK, in Dubai, and all these different places.
Great.
And I was thinking maybe it's because of my skin color. So I had to change my limiting belief about that, because I'm thinking all these recruiters reach out to me, they are a different race from me. So is it that they'll look at my picture and think, nah, she's Black, we're not gonna go ahead with it? And I said, no, I need to change that. And this stems from situations I had faced when I was younger that had to do with racism. So I went back to that and switched the story around that. Then I started getting offers that would land me an interview, literally up until the CEO level. And when I don't get the job, they'll be so sweet to me. They'll still check in and they'll still say, no, we have you on our list. So when we have a new opening, you can definitely come. And every single morning I would wake up to 5 to 7 emails from different recruiters. Telling me they're interested in hiring me. And I would get different offers from as big as $20,000, some would be $10,000, some would be $5,000. And here the economy is not so great. So to be paid in dollars or in a different, stronger currency,
is huge.
Once you convert, it's a lot of money. It's a lot of money. So I was very surprised. And then eventually I settled for a company in Georgia. And they're very sweet people. I like them. I love working with them. It's a fully remote position. I only work 4 hours a day. And the offer is really great. That's all I can say for now.
That's amazing.
Yeah, so that's with regards to career and money. I know there'll be people who are wondering, oh, what happened to the SP? So I put him on the side because I needed to get myself right first.
Listen, that's the way to do it. At the end of the day, like, that's the way to do it. You got to become strong first, you know, within yourself, for sure.
Yeah. Yeah.
I love it. So, was there one more? I know that you also mentioned one more thing, which is obviously you repaired your self-concept as a whole when you utilize the brain flip equation, when you utilize the manifestation equation. This is the beauty of the equation. For anyone who may be new here or just a visitor coming through the page, the way I learned manifestation was all through self-study, reading hundreds, if not thousands of books, watching so many different lectures. I basically acquired a self-voluntary PhD in a topic because the way it was traditionally put out in this community, I was not capable of being successful. What I mean by that is I was in the manifestation community for years, multiple years, 2, 3, maybe even more years, and I didn't manifest anything, like zero, zilch, nada. Mainly because the bulk of creators out there was just like, be delusional, get what you want, be delusional. And that's not the way my brain works. I've spoken many times about how I come from a scientific medical background, how I overthink everything, how in some instances I even hired coaches whose best advice was for me to be delusional. And I was literally paying them money to kind of also learn and understand why this worked. I would be like, but how does this happen? But can you explain me more about this? Like, I'm also in coaching because I have a desire to learn. And they're like, you don't need to worry about that. That's not something that we discuss or talk about. And I'm thinking to myself, I literally, bro, just paid you money and I'm sitting here trying to learn so that I can have like better reassurance in this law, and you're telling me you don't know the answer? You're supposed to be the expert in this situation. So after years of being unsuccessful because delusion just didn't work for me, and a lot of people are delusional, and listen, tell me what it's like to be God's favorite. It's not me. That's not the way my brain works. Like, I've never manifested anything with delusion. I literally went on a hunt to become my own coach. I processed so much information literally like a sponge. Like, I was just SpongeBob up in this community, soaking up and absorbing all the information, going in the back, fact-checking everything. And after all my compilation of acquiring knowledge over years, I was the type of person that had every answer to every manifestation question on the face of the earth, but at the same time was also going through a lot of changes in my own personal life and couldn't apply it worth anything. Like, I would coach my friends in the DMs. I had every answer to every question, but I couldn't apply it for myself. Like, that's how broken I was, because I had several pillars of my life falling apart simultaneously, one by one. So when I hit my own form of rock bottom, I decided to sit down and be like, okay, what do I actually need to do to get this work? Because even my friends I was coaching in the DMs, they would be successful. And I'm like, why is success excluding me? Why am I not getting this? Like God, why is this happening to me? So I literally invented and created an equation, because if there's one thing that also pissed me off during that period of time, it was that literally nobody was teaching, like, but how do you do it? Like, but where do I need to focus on? So this equation literally kind of teaches you how to become your own coach, how to use the law of opposites, how to problem solve, you know, because me, logical, analytical, medical situation, how to literally problem solve and solve for, because it's an equation, it's literally a math equation that I created, your own subconscious limiting beliefs, and how to create affirmations, and then how to just utilize them. And I utilize them and teach them and preach them all over my page. Success stories like this, and success stories that are on the success story playlist on my YouTube. There are people manifesting SPs in hours. There are people manifesting millions of dollars in 30 days. There was a gentleman that got a $3.5 billion like cryptocurrency win. Like, it is insanity what has come from this equation. Like, I could literally cry. I know I see a comment down there, like, I could literally cry at the amount of success that my people have had based on something I drew out on a napkin, and I was just trying to make myself understand because I literally just didn't have anyone to really properly learn from in a way that I could absorb it. Because for me, like, I'll give you an example. Like, some creator would be like, let's just take the matter of SP because everybody talks about SP. They'd be like, oh, well, if your SP is not texting you, just say, oh my God, he's texting me. Oh my God, he's so obsessed with me. Oh my God, he's constantly hitting me up. And I'm like, that doesn't work for me. I don't know what you're made of, but I'm not made of the same thing. And I'm saying it to just be playful and roast myself because it's like, that's not how my mind works. Like, I'm like Drake. I'm deep in my feelings, okay? And that's not gonna happen for me. I'm not ever gonna reap success, and I didn't reap success for years because what I also learned is that creators are putting out only one way of looking at manifestation. And it's like, if you can't do it that way, they can't also teach it another way because that was the way that worked for them. So they only are capable of promoting manifestation in the way that worked for them. Why I truly believe my page like grew to prominence is because I have the art and capability of explaining this to a figurative mind and like someone who's more literal, someone who's more like airy, someone who's more something else. You know what I mean? Like, people's minds are different. To say that it has to fit into this certain box or it doesn't work is literally not the way that manifestation works, because even if you see the people having success in the community, they all got there 100 different ways. Manifestation is not a one-size-fits-all process, but the way the prominent creators were teaching it is like, do it this way and get results. And it's like, okay, that's great, but what happens if you can't do it this way? There must be other ways to do it. So that niche, I guess you can say, in this community, there wasn't anyone to fill it. I took it on myself because I had so many pillars of my life collapsing. I was at rock bottom and in a deep depression that I needed to find other ways to make it work because I was just literally going psychotic. Like, I was in such a black pit, like, of despair, and all I wanted was for my life to get better. And it seemed like no matter how much I tried to be delusional, it just wasn't working for me. So that's where the equation came from. And yeah, that's how this whole thing started. So I want to go back to you because I know I kind of went on a little bit of a rampage there, but the manifestation equation is literally how everyone, including myself, gets these crazy fast success stories. And if you want that resource or any resource she's talking about, like the blueprint or anything else, or my health meditation, I'm just going to answer that question now because I know there are people in the chat that are going to ask it. Everything's just in my bio. Like, it's all just in my bio. Like, that's the answer to that question. Where's the equation? It's in my bio. It's called my manifestation method. Where's the blueprint? It's in my bio. It's on my website. Where's the meditation? It's in my bio. Everything is just like just go right there and you'll find it. The blueprint, the equation, these are resources that pretty much all of my 100,000 plus followers have, because you can say that's the cornerstone. If you want to start to learn manifestation in the way that I teach because the other methods have not been helpful, that's a really good starter pack. That's a really good starter pack. What do you think? I'm curious as to your advice.
I think if you have the money, please do not hesitate. Just invest in any of her packages. They're definitely really good resources. I'm planning on getting a coaching session because I feel like there's still certain things that I need to work on. I've got a couple of big things that I want to manifest in a short space of time. So I'll give her all my money if I had to. So I'll advise anybody out there to do the same thing. I actually tried this on one of my friends. Sometime in February, she reached out to me and she was struggling with relationships. So whenever she would meet a guy, it's like she's meeting the same guy in a different body. And I knew exactly what to tell her because I'd like to think I'm a Persis baby now.
Yeah. You just hear my name.
So I told her about the law of assumption and the self-concept. And then I shared some of Persis's videos with her. I also showed her the brain flip equation, but with regards to relationships and love and all of that. And she did it in one day. The next day, she had guys drooling over her.
Oh.
That weekend, she got flown out to see a guy. And she came back to me and said, oh my gosh, this works. It's really our mind. It's our subconscious mind. And I said, yes, it is. So she said she's also going to buy one of your packages as soon as because she's studying to be a doctor, actually, which is funny because a lot of the things I said to her about the law of assumption and the subconscious mind, she knew, but she never really took seriously or internalized it. Because she'd come along and tell me, sometimes we would have patients and they're critically sick, so sick, there's no medication to give them in the whole entire hospital. So they'll tell the client, we're about to give you a very strong medication, so we'll inject you with something very, very strong. It's going to knock you out for a couple of hours, but when you wake up, you're supposed to wake up feeling better. But what's in the syringe is actually, it's either water or it's a sweet.
Oh.
So
placebo. My science has come in. Oh my gosh. I make jokes all the time for anyone new here that there's Bill Nye the science guy and there's also Persis the science girl, because I have a background in surgery and medicine, and that's why I love to speak from the quantum physics, science, nerdy girl type of situation, because people need reassurance and it's okay to want reassurance. You don't have to be delusional.
Yeah. So she would tell me that these patients would wake up 100% okay once they take that water, basically. It's called the placebo effect. I think Joe Dispenza has spoken about it as well, but a lot of doctors use it. And that alone, I think guys should just tell you how powerful our mind is and what it can do. So I would honestly say hop on to any of her products. If you need to save up money for a couple of months just to get one of her products, I would say do that, because your life will change. That's for sure.
This is so sweet.
But you have to put in the work. You have to really put in the work. You can't just listen to her speak or read her stuff and then not do anything. You definitely won't see results. You have to put in the work.
Yeah, there's no magic spell in the text that I write, but there is magic in the words on the paper that I like to put things forward in a very elaborate, thorough, and in-depth manner. I like to think that I am one of the most thorough, if not the most thorough coach on here and on any platform really that explains manifestation. And the only reason I say that is not to be rude in any way, but because I used to be you guys. Like, I used to be someone who just sat on lives and absorbed different creators, and nobody was talking about this stuff. So it really, really irritated me. So I literally just had to go out there and acquire the knowledge to talk on it, because, you know, and you know what's also crazy is that I thought maybe I'm just defective. Like that was literally my thought process, just to get vulnerable for a moment. I was like, apparently nobody else needs proof. Apparently nobody else needs evidence. Like, am I just the one that's broken? Like, I don't understand like why or how I can't get it to work. Because naturally people even that do delusion, you know what I mean? Like they're successful. And it's like, it's terrible because it's like I felt wrong that I couldn't do it that way. And there was just nobody else talking about alternative methods. Like, where do people go that can't just be like, he's so obsessed with me. Of course he's texting me. Like, no. Like, where do those people go? Where's the support group for those people? So I think it's just really, really intriguing. Oh my goodness, my love. Well, I have really enjoyed this conversation immensely. Is there any other types of feedback or pieces of advice you'd like to give to people? I know there was one question that I want to bring to your attention, if you have any pieces of advice, which is, how do you stay consistent with self-talk and just being the person, like being this new version of yourself?
To be honest, it's very hard, but it becomes easy because then things do start to get impressed into your subconscious mind. On very hard days, you literally have to force yourself. That's what I did. When I feel like I don't want to get out of bed and do anything, even though I wake up really late and I feel sad and heavy, I'll wake up and do EFT tapping. I don't know if I mentioned that I used to do EFT tapping quite a lot. Oh, I still do, but I used to do it 3 times a day. And I used to force myself to do it. But right after I'm done doing EFT tapping, I would go right back into my new version.
Yeah, absolutely.
So you have to force yourself. You have to literally push yourself. Think of it as you have a child and you want this child to go to school and they need to wake up and get ready. Kind of give yourself that love. Push yourself like that and you will definitely stay consistent. Before you know it, time would have gone by and you'd be so used to it. Your self-talk would have completely changed. Your life would have changed. It would be so different. So yeah, that's what I would say about being consistent.
I love this. Listen, I'm not going to take up any more of your time. I really appreciate and can't wait for round 2 when I know she's going to come back and also tell us regarding her SP. But she's been busy getting money.
Definitely.
Her friend's been busy getting flown out. Anybody else hear that? I heard it. She's too busy like reversing health issues and everything else. But I know that that's going to be around the corner for you, just like everything else. And I can't wait for all of us to continue to just stay invested in this situation. So I really do appreciate your time and I hope you have an amazing rest of your day. Is there anything else you want to tell us before you go?
Thank you so much, Persis. Anything else I'd like to say? I'll just say, guys, put your head down. If you have financial difficulties right now, I would say pay attention to her posts and her lives and try to really think about the things she says. They will definitely change your life, especially if you implement what she says. Sometimes she does free master classes that are on her YouTube. So use your time to watch them over and over and over and over again until you understand it. Because I know sometimes you can be going through something very difficult to the point where whatever you're hearing is not changing your mind about getting serious about changing your life. But when you do it over and over again, eventually it will be automatic and you just put your head down and do what you need to do to get the life you want. So yeah, that's all I would say.
Oh my goodness. So thank you so much. Obviously, I'm going to take some of their questions right now. And I hope to speak to you soon.
Thank you so much. I really hope I come back soon as well with more success stories, especially with regards to my SB.
Yeah, for sure. Listen, I'm excited. I'm sending you a lot of love, and I'll talk to you soon.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Have a lovely day.
You too. This is a lot. I also want to let you know that I posted a video 2 videos back, I think, about my girl's success story of $5 million. I posted a small snippet of it on my actual page. Am I like teaching sorcery here? This is crazy. I'm just feeling myself today. I'm like Nicki Minaj and like that Beyonce collaboration where it's just like, I'm just feeling myself today because this is bananas. And now as I say that, I'm having an intrusive thought of like Gwen Stefani, like, is bananas, B-A-N-A-N-A-S. Anyway, sorry. You see how my brain is like literally, it's got the attention span of a butterfly. It goes into 10 million places. You're making us too powerful. I know. I'm like, what have I done? This is crazy. I'm using my powers for good though. Oh my goodness. Yes. Yeah. So if you guys have any questions about the products she used, I think there was still some confusion when I said like everything's in the bio. If I was to give you one recommendation, I would start with the blueprint. And people who have my resources, you can chime in and let me know. Let me give you like a top 3. Or let me give you a starting 5. You obviously don't need all of them, but they're all very helpful. It just depends on what you need. Like I have a money blockages program because she manifested a job that pays $20K monthly. That literally in that program, it was 5 hours of content, a workbook, and a routine. And the teachings were just so simplistic, straightforward, and to the point that the amount of money in total that was manifested in that group program was more than $5 million. And I'm just like, what am I doing? I'm doing something. I'm doing something right. The blueprint is an overall top to bottom guide of how to manifest anything in your life, along with the introduction to the infamous manifestation equation. Now, there is a further elaboration of the blueprint in the form of a masterclass called My Manifestation Method, which teaches you the manifestation equation. And it teaches you in like a video format. So the blueprint and the manifestation method are kind of like side-by-side resources. The other thing that's super helpful is I recently launched an Amazon manifestation journal. A lot of people have been getting success with my journal. It teaches you self-concept. It teaches you concept of desire. There are places where it gives you a routine, weekly challenges, emotional check-ins, journaling prompts, gorgeous art commissioned into the book, and so much more. It teaches you even how to be mindful and adopting your manifestation routine to your daily life. So that's also a resource there. The book in question that she used was the Manifestation Blueprint. For sure. Which one would you recommend to start for health issues? I don't have a specific program for health issues, but she utilized the blueprint and adapted it to health. So there's also affirmations in the blueprint, 5 pages of them, I think, like maybe 5, maybe 6, but they're not divided by money, health, SP, etc. They're developed in a way that's like better, in my opinion, which is if you're struggling with having your desire on a pedestal, use these affirmations. If you're struggling to get movement, use these affirmations. If you have extreme resistance, use these affirmations. So that way you can just adopt it across multiple desires. And that's what she did. In conjunction with that, I do have a healing meditation. Once again, where's the answer? Everything's in the bio. I have created so many programs because I'm just so wildly passionate about teaching this at the highest level and just getting people these crazy success stories because it just lights me up and fulfills my soul. That healing meditation is very Dr. Joe Dispenza style, but without the funny voice. And yeah, it's really great. It's helped a gentleman reverse his cancer. It's helped, and that too in 4 days. For anybody who knows about my gentleman who reversed his cancer. I had another girl in India heal her autoimmune disorder in 2 weeks. Success is everywhere. Like, I never would have thought when creating this little piddly equation on a napkin one day, sitting at home, that it would turn into reaching millions of people. There's no way on God's green earth I could have ever predicted that. No way on God's green earth. I still need to figure out the action part because what I do doesn't give results. But I think knowing a little bit about you and your background here, you can show up and do the thing, but what we know, like at least me and you know regarding you, is you also have an issue with validating the present moment. You also have an issue with where you're focusing on. It's like if you don't get like level 10 results, you're discouraged. And remember, focus also plays a huge element in the situation. Okay, Justin Flood. I think that's your username. Let's hope so. I also saw Nikki in here somewhere and I didn't get an opportunity to say hi. I don't know if she's even still here. But girl, if you ever want to get food, hit me up. I need more friends. So that's the situation. Okay, so the blueprint. Let's do a little tour of my bio here for a second. If you go to the bio, you see the drop-down list. The very first link says Persis's website. If you want to go to the blueprint, here's your tutorial right now. Okay, you read the descriptions. Please read the descriptions of everything. Go to the link in the bio, then go to the first link that says Persis's website. From there, there's 3 lines at the top, right corner. Click that and go to additional products. When you go to additional products, scroll down. There are some self-paced study guide ebook situations. There's one on how to manifest your SP back fast, which people getting that workshop, whether it's in the regular or extended edition, have had results in as little as 1 hour and up to 48 hours. There is the manifestation blueprint. There is some of my self-paced programs like the How to Dissolve Money Blockages that manifested people over $5 million across multiple clients. There is the self-concept experience. Yep, I see purchases going through for the How to Manifest Your SP Fast. And that's where that is. Now, there are some other exclusive offers that are just in the link in my bio. And if you don't click my website, there's also like a link to the Perfect Health Healing Meditation. There's also a link to an exclusive program on how to heal from trauma from the inside out. There's also other programs like how to get them obsessed with you. I've literally created something for everyone, so that way it's like a one-stop shop. I've created programs that you guys have requested because you have desires to improve certain areas of your life. So there's no issue you may have that hasn't already been solved by the link in my bio. You just kind of have to creep around a little bit. just stalk around a little bit, because if it's not on the website, which is the first link in the bio, it's going to be in the exclusive drop-down list of the rest of the links. Is that making sense? Is everything I'm saying making sense, or am I speaking Chinese? How do they reverse it? By just doing the law of opposites. You're making sense, Queen. Thank you. Perfect. I pride myself on my explanations. Okay, this has been a long live. Are you having any sales? I am not. These products are very, very thorough, and believe me, whatever price is there, that is the sale. That is the sale, because it's kind of crazy to have a program for $200, and in that program, it manifests people 5 million. Like, I don't know how to make things more cheaper. There's also personal coaching with me if you want. I am a month booked out. Ever since the 2023 Top Manifestation Coach thing came out, which I got the same thing last year, voted by Coach Foundation, I am booked. You can always do payment plans for personal coaching, but you can't do payment plans for like digital products, because I can't just send you half a product. You know what I mean? But they are incredibly potent. They teach at a very high level, and I definitely have confidence that they have the ability to get you what you need. So as long as you do what our lovely assistant here, our lovely guest, not assistant, our lovely guest here, sorry, I'm having brain fog, said, which is apply it. I come on here and I speak for hours. I come on here and I've created more than 300 videos. I come on here and I post even more free content material over on my Insta, over on my YouTube community tab, in my Facebook group. There's too much information and content out here to not be successful. I truly believe that. I think I should have, not even lying to you, all 110,000 people with success stories by now. The reason I don't is because some of you guys, and I love you with all my heart, you're still just afraid to apply it, or you're not applying it with the level of sincerity that you need to be successful. And that's the thing where I'm just going to keep encouraging you. I'm just going to keep motivating you, because these are the answers. You know what I mean? These are the answers, and you have every ability to improve the quality of your life 100-fold. I've said it once, and I will say it until your ears bleed, that your ability to achieve an entirely different life, you can start May 1st, new start of the month. Nice, I think it's Sunday is May 1st, something like that. And literally May, June, July, by the end of summer, you can be living an entirely different life. Let's say you want to focus on love. You can start in May, and in 90 days, you can repair your self-concept and manifest your specific person. You can be single in May and engaged in July. You can be broke as a joke in May and have multiple 5 to 6 figures in your bank account by July. I had a girl in 30 days go from zero to $4.65 million. I don't even know how much money that is a day. I don't even know how much money that is. I've never done that math. Let's do it because I have time. 4.65 million into 30 days. That's 155,000 daily. 90 days is the turnover route that I suggest before I feel you need to start seeking professional help. I have professional help in the form of myself. I have professional help in the form of my family members, who we all practice the law of assumption together. We are all really successful in it, and we're all very highly qualified. But these resources are here and alive and well for you, and they're here to help you get better. Because my besties, you deserve nice things. So we're going to be in the year of 2023 getting all the nice things. 23 is my lucky number. Born on the 23rd, Michael Jordan energy, okay? This is the vibe of 2023. Oh, and I do also want to let you know that when it comes to the How to Manifest Your SP Back Fast workshop, that $30 price is going to go away in 24 hours because it was only supposed to be for the first 48 hours, and I've already extended it. Absolutely. You just need to think her thoughts, feel her emotions, and do her actions, and not question yourself. It's all on us at this point because you literally do everything you can to help us. Literally. I don't think you're going to find anyone who loves and cares for your mental health as much as I do. I'm like in this, you know what I mean? Like I'm never leaving type of energy. Like I have so much love in my heart for you guys. I appreciate everything that you do to support me and to your life with these products because they are definitely the real deal. There's too much success in the situation. That's the SP workshop. But like I said, I've already been talking your ears off for a minute, and I do have to repurpose this live on YouTube. If you came in late, this was the live success story of a woman who reversed her HIV, manifested a $20,000 a month salary, healed her self-concept from the inside out, and many more things. It will be repurposed on my YouTube page. Even my social media handles are in the link in my bio. The workshop is there. The blueprint is there. Everything is there. If you missed any of it or want to rewatch it back, you can go to the YouTube page in a couple of hours, subscribe, put the notification bell, and check it out. Obsessed with you. Can't get enough. I love you guys so much. Literally, you just make my heart so happy. And there's a lot of information also outside of these 300 videos on the YouTube page. Please, I cannot emphasize enough. I do not get compensated from TikTok, YouTube, or any platform that I'm on. My form of compensation, if you guys would be kind enough to give, is just putting it out there into the universe. Please like, share, comment, support the material to go out there to more people. I really want to be one of those creators that just becomes a household name because I have such a fiery passion to just help everyone win. And I just want everyone to know that if they desire this type of situation of learning and marrying science with spirituality, that there is a girl that teaches it. So please put these teachings out there. Please speak of my name out there. Please do not shut up about it. Tell people how it's helping you. Encourage people. Be kind to one another. You know, you don't know the type of difficult day someone else is having. Put it out there into the ether. Put it out there into the universe. Please, engage with these videos so it allows more people to benefit from them. If I've ever helped you in any way, the way you can pay me back is by that. Because I want my message to go out there literally to millions. Like that's my manifestation. And I hope you guys are willing to be on for the ride for that, to see that out to fruition and to also be the vehicle that helps me get it out there. So I love you all so very much, and I will see you very soon.